Good morning, welcome back. I got a call yesterday. Both tyres are now in stock at Kingdom Motorcycles, so I'm going to ride over with the Bonneville now. Maybe drop the Bonneville off, or maybe actually wait there and just see if they've got any interesting bikes that I can show you. It's Friday morning now. I'm actually heading off a couple of days early to Africa, so I'm going to head off on Monday morning. So it's now just the weekend that separates me and the beginning of the road trip. Monica's in town somewhere, so I'll grab a coffee with her afterwards. And big news on the property front. I'm delighted. The property I pointed out, Ipswich Marina, got a call from the estate agents yesterday to say, we got it. So I'm just awaiting the forms to come through, and hopefully my credit checks aren't atrocious so they don't allow me to get the property. But assuming that all goes well, we should have it in 13 days when I'm in Africa. Kingdom Motorcycles, just on the outskirts of Ipswich. I've just been speaking to the owner, Dom, who is, don't know if you can see him in the distance, I'll go in a second. He's currently there MOTing a bike. He's been here 18 years, servicing, tyres, MOTs, anything bike related. And a lot of the work he does is from customers who can't get the work done elsewhere. For example, the main dealers won't touch certain bikes if they're too old or if the job is just a bit too fiddly, and that's where Dom comes in. So anything biking related, including if you've got a bike that some other mechanics may find a little bit tricky to work on. I'm going to flip the camera because there's a fantastic eclectic mix here, including one of my old bikes. So that's Dom, the owner there, just pushing a bike out that he's finishing to MOT. I mean, that's one of mine as well, an old Bandit. That's my Triumph parked up there. This is my old bike. Not exactly, but this is the Triumph Speed Triple 1050. This is the bike I had before my Suzuki Bandit. So I had Triumph Bonneville right now, Suzuki Bandit, and then the bike for 4 years before that was this, with Arrow exhausts as well. Loved that bike, but I always felt it wanted to kill me. A Triumph T100, exactly my bike, but the more upmarket option. So you've got spoked wheels with that, pea shooter exhausts, and it's generally just in much, much nicer condition. I'll tell you one thing I do love, that proper Triumph tank badge. Look at that tank badge on the Triumph compared to my slightly cheap looking sticker. Must try and get one of those. Then you've got an Aprilia RS4, that would be a Bandit, Yamaha Diversion, and this is a lovely looking thing. Don't see many of these. Again, I can see the King and Queen seat on this, Triumph Legend 900. This would be around about a 1998 model. Very rare to see one of those, and just with 11,000 miles on the clock, and then that is a Honda CBR. Well, that's a Honda CBR 250 from 1989. Wow. Didn't actually know they did that. Such a small engine. SV 1000, beautiful looking Interceptor there with chrome polished engine, along with bike currently being worked on and a Suzuki RG 500. It's a beautiful looking bike. Side fairing just been taken off there. Beautiful condition, really nice bike. So rare to see one of those on the road. And this is the workshop there. Bike currently getting worked on. That's a Triumph that's having daytime running lights fitted, and that's one of these tricky jobs that not everyone will take on, so that's currently being worked on. Lovely clean workshop there. All of the tools on the side. And the tyres. I think it took about a day and a half for my tyres to come in on the Bonneville. One supplied, one had to come in, so it's a nice quick service there. They're well prepared for all of the tyres and things like that. And that is the outside of Kingdom Motorcycles. Delighted I found this place. I remember this speed triple so well. This was the first bike I bought where I thought, look, don't worry about the money, just buy your dream bike. It cost me £4,100 when I was probably about 28 years old, and I loved it. It was my first dream bike. My Bonneville's the second dream bike that I've owned, where it's a bike that I desperately wanted. I rode down from Ipswich down to Croatia on, I think it was about a 10-day trip on it. I rode over to Ireland to see my grandparents on it. I rode everywhere on this. I even commuted east to west London on this bike. I think I put about 20, maybe 24,000 miles on it. I loved it, but every single day I'd ride it. That's a lie, not every day I'd ride it, but so many times I'd ride it and I would think, oh my God, that's just insane the way I've been riding. I will kill myself if I carry on riding like that. I've never had so many near misses on a bike that I did when I owned this speed triple, filtering through traffic on motorways, going too quickly, or just doing too many daring maneuvers between cars and things like that, which seems insane now because I'm such a sedate rider, but this bike just brings out the animal in you. It's a superb machine though, really brilliant. You can pick them up for about £4,000, which funnily enough is what I paid about 6 years ago or something for mine. Loads of good memories with it. I think I completely overlooked this one. Suzuki RG 250. Real sprinter. Slingshot. 1991 model. The fairings and the frame. I mean, this must have been freshly restored. It's a stunningly nice example. Even the wheels, I think, have been completely redone. It looks like it may well have had completely fresh coat of paint, and look at the frame. Looks like it's been polished with all of the top bit of the engine taken out. So clearly that's having a big chunk of work being done.
Right, your turn, Freddie.
All right. Well, I've been down so long that my mind can't get no rest. No, no. I've been down so long that my mind can't get no rest. No, no. This ain't easy, darling, 'cause the devil's on my trail. I've been running so long that my feet don't work no more. Oh yeah. I've been running so long that my feet don't
These are my 2 old tyres that have been taken off. So this is the rear, and you can see here the low warning strip, which is clearly visible, and there's, yeah, they checked, they said there's no way they would have lasted. And I think they're completely right. So that's the rear, and then the front does have a little bit more, but even there, the low warning strip in between, it's not a million miles off. And you can see also they look like they're fairly oldish tyres with a few imperfections in them as well. So definitely for the best that they were both changed. Now I understand the name. King Dom Motorcycles. The owner's name's Dom, hence King Dom. He's been a trained mechanic, I think, for about 31 years. As I said, had this place 18 years, but the place is immaculate inside. And their attitude is, if you're going to pay a professional to get it done, then you deserve a professional level service. And everything is just so beautifully laid out. It inspires confidence. I'll leave the Bonneville there. No concern at all that it's in the best possible hands. So if anyone needs a mechanic in the Ipswich area, hugely highly recommended. I think I've found the place that I'll be taking my Bonneville from now on. It's superb. Tyres done, and just before I head off to meet Monica for a coffee, I have to show you a neighbouring business called Jim's Detailing in here, because he details motorbikes and cars. I've just been in to have a look at his workshop, and he's got his Buell in there at the moment that he's just about to start detailing, but he does everything from Bentley Continentals, Porsches, Harley Davidsons, Hayabusas, everything in here. I've just paid for the tyres. In fact, just before I go off on a tangent, paid for the tyres. I think it was £190 for the 2 tyres, but I supplied one of them. I did ask over at Kingdom Motorcycles, how much do you save if you take the tyres off yourself? And he said it's half price. So instead of £50 fitting for 2 tyres, it is £25. So you're all absolutely right. The most cost-effective way to get your tyres done, take the tyres off yourself and take it to a mechanic. Right, I will now show you inside, just a quick look, inside a car and motorbike detailing shop. This is Jim's Detailing. Before I go in, I'll just quickly get Jim in the pic, owner of the business. He will do a service where he'll come and clean your vehicle, I think, if it's relatively local-ish to the Ipswich area. But I'll show you inside, which is right next to Kingdom Motorcycles. This is the studio. So this is Jim's personal Buell in at the moment that he's just about to start detailing. I mean, to me, to the untrained eye, it looks like it's been detailed, but I've seen some of the pics that he does, and it's incredible. I'll include his YouTube channel in the written description as well, so you can have a look at some of the work that he does. But this is for sale. How much for?
Probably about for $5,250 or something like that.
About £5,250. This was in the shortlist of bikes when I was looking at my Triumph Speed Triple, but I was just a bit too scared to go for it with the Buell, just because it was slightly unknown a quantity to me, but it looks incredible. And this is the studio where everything gets cleaned, gets detailed, whether it's a car or a motorbike, goes in here, and you can see the lighting is just brilliant to capture the end result. Jim, thank you so much.
No problem, thanks for coming.
While they just finish off with the tyres, I'm going to pop into Halfords, get some tyre repair gel that I'll take with me, and also I'll try and get some Loctite as well, just to make sure that I secure all of the bolts and they don't just come loose through any potentially bumpy roads or things like that. I almost forgot to wrap up the video. I completely forgot to say as well, thank you so much for all of the tips on things to get the Loctite, also some paste to stop the exhaust rattle, all acted upon. I'll do the final checks on the Bonneville, I think probably tomorrow, but massively appreciated. So thank you all for the tips. Thank you for coming along. Please do give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next one.